salvage the remains of what was a very vibrant marketplace here at Toy Market, Kibera in Nairobi County. But this morning, they are slowly coming to terms with the losses running into millions, if not billions of shillings. And I have their representative here together with other guests to talk a little bit about what happened here, but also generally the challenges that small-scale traders face. And of course, for our viewers, 2242 is the SMS line. Use the hashtag Daybreak. Talk to us. Let us know your thoughts. And of course, Trevor and Zinzi will read that feedback in just a bit. But let me get straight into this. Let me introduce my guests. Starting from my far right, we have Sam Karanja, the CEO, Importers and Small Traders Association of Kenya. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Wahiga.
Right next to him, we have Faith Maina, who's an investment analyst with Saiton.
Thank you for having me.
And right here next to me, Kenneth Juma, who is the chair, Toy Open Air Market Traders Society. Wana Juma, asante sana. I want to actually start with Juma because he's been on the ground. His phone hasn't stopped ringing since that fire started. It was said that it started at 3 a.m. at one stall here, but it's because of that, as a result of that, this whole area is completely flattened. You'll be seeing those images in just a bit. But Juma, let me start with you. If you can explain to us what is the latest that you know, naomba tueleze kwa ufupi tafadhali.
Yeah, habari zenu wana soko wenzangu, habari zenu wana media.
Asante sana.
Mimi venye unajua ni chairman wa hii soko. Juzi usiku saa 9, mimi nilipigiwa simu na security wa usiku kwamba soko imeshika moto na tujaribu kutafuta watu wazima moto wakuja watusaidie. Nilijaribu kama chairman kuwafikia, nikapigia viongozi pande MCS, machiefs wote walikuja kutusaidia. Ile shida tulikuwa nayo, wazima moto hawakuja kwa ile time tulikuwa nafikiria. Walikawia sana kitu kama lisali moja na nusu. Na moto ile ambayo ilikuwa ilisambaa kwa haraka sana. Ni kama ilikuwa inarushwa kama bomu. Hii soko imechomeka, but ile hali imechomeka nao juzi saa 9 haijawahi chomeka namna hivyo. Tulishangaa sana na ile moto, tukajaribu venye tunaweza zima ikashindikana. Ikafika mahali tukabaki tunaangalia tu, ikachomeka venye unaona. So tukakuwa helpless. Ikawa hatuna kitu tunaweza fanya.
Najua bado uchunguzi unaendelea, lakini naomba mumeambiwa kuhusu mahali moto ilianza ama ilianza vipi?
Yes, hii moto kulingana na security usiku mkubwa alituambia kibanda moja hapa nyuma yetu waliona moshi kitoka. Wakati wanaona moshi kitoka wakakimbia. Kukimbia sasa moto tayari ikakuwa ni mingi, ikashika kibanda kingine. So wakati wanajaribu kutafuta maji, ikawa maji hakuna. So na hao wakashindwa tutasaidiana namna gani. Tena kauti kashinda kikishika kibanda 3. Moto kaanza kuenea. So wakati mimi nilikuja nikuta kama ibanda 5 ndio zimeshika moto. Tunajaribu kupata watu wa mazima moto ikashindikana. Walikuja late na ile gari ya kwanza kukuja haikuja na maji. So tukashinda imekuja kufanya nini? Kazi gani?
Okay.
Tulishindwa, yes. Tulishindwa na tukajaribu kuongea na wengine. Wenye walikuja na maji walikuja late wakati soko yote imeshika moto.
Okay, kabla niongee na wageni hao wangu wengine, wacha nikuulize. Kwa sasa ni wangapi wamepoteza biashara?
Yes, actually ni watu wengi wamepoteza biashara. Close to 2000 people. Close to 2000, yes, ndio wamepoteza biashara yao na mamilioni ya pesa. Saa hii tuko na uchungu. Tunashinda tuanzia wapi tumalize wapi.
Okay. Some stories of fires in markets in this country are not strange. What are we to make of it? That in a time like this, when rapid response should be very clear, and it should be easy to investigate as well, that we still have cases like this where people wake up the next day and all they have are questions, not answers. What are you to make of this as a CEO of Importers and Small Scale Traders?
It's very unfortunate, Wahiga, and remember when you came in the morning, I found a lady crying there, sitting down, and she couldn't do anything. And we as Importers and Small Traders Association of Kenya, we would like first to send, our heartfelt, I can't even say condolences, because these are businesses which actually they feed a lot of people, as you hear the chairman is saying. And there have been fires all over. Gikomba had fires. We have now Toy Market fires, and we have been having the government has not been coming clear, and they have been saying that they are doing investigations. And Wahiga, you know very well that you have not received any results, or any communication from the government. And the most devastating thing and the most unfortunate thing is that these businesses feed a lot of people. 2,000 people have lost their livelihood.
Directly fed? Who are directly fed by
directly fed. And these people, they have their own families, they have their own children, they have their own people they are assisting up country and also in this country. And once you're looking at that, this is a whole economy that has come down. And it's into a tune of billions of shillings, not even hundreds of millions of shillings. And I think the government must come very clear, and the government should know that the small traders are actually the backbone of the economy of Kenya. When you look at the statistics, the other day the central bank gave the statistics that 98% of all the businesses in Kenya are small and medium entrepreneurs. And with those kind of statistics, they are supposed to be able to take care of these people. They're supposed to take care of us because we are the small traders. And when you look also at the same statistics that they gave, that 2017, I think 2017, about 6.4% of the projection of the GDP, 3% was from the small medium entrepreneurs. You can see half of the economy, the contribution of the economy.
It's from people who are operating in markets,
exactly,
in areas like this.
And areas like this. And they should be taken care of. We shouldn't be having these kind of scenarios, even without access, even to the fire vehicles. You see, when you look at that, I think the government has laxed on that. The government is not taking these people seriously, and the government must come very clearly and be able to take care of these people, because the moment we lose this kind of people, the moment we have this kind of scenarios, I'm telling you, the economy is going to come to its knees. Okay,
very strong warning there by Bwana Karanja there, who is the CEO, Importers and Small Scale Traders. Let me now bring in Faith Maina, investment analyst with Saiton. 2019 has been a tough year for small scale traders. Let me give you two things. First of all, 4 months ago, our president himself admitted that as a government, they have not been fair to small scale traders. In fact, at some point, he almost said, I feel sorry to read this speech, because I have nothing good to say about what the government has done for small-scale traders. Secondly, we also know that at the beginning of this year, the government put into place now a proposal to tax small-scale traders that have an annual turnover of less than 5 million. They were supposed to pay a new presumptive tax, and you need to explain to us a little bit about that, at 15% of their annual permit fee. Walk us through some of the challenges that small-scale traders face in an economy like ours.
So apart from those that you mentioned, if you look at the traders in Kenya, even access to credit is one of the challenges that they have, which is very huge. Banks have been reluctant lending to the private sector, which you know is a problem we've had in the country over the years, mainly because of the rate capping that came in. So the traders cannot access credit, which of course if you don't have access to money, then it becomes a problem for you to expand. It becomes a problem for you to grow your business. Number two are the taxes that have been introduced to small scale traders, as you have mentioned. Initially, the tax wasn't there, but now with the introduction of the presumptive tax, it means that even if you don't have, if your income is less than 500,000, then you have to pay a percentage of what you pay for your permit.
Less than 500,000?
Yes. So if that becomes a challenge for our traders as well, it's because they'll have to be charged more tax. And apart from now the access to credit and the taxes that are being brought to them are challenges like this, where we don't see people or the government supporting the small scale traders. So if there were things like insurance that would be able to insure their property and so on, then they will be having support when there are cases like this that happened in Toy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bwana Chairman, you've heard what my colleagues, what my guests, I beg your pardon, have to say. Sijui kama uko na maoni yako pia. Na pia, you've spoken with your traders, I'm sure. Yes. Wanasema vipi, what do they think they can do to pick up from what is a very challenging situation here? Wanakuambia vipi?
Actually ni challenge kubwa, because kila mtu amepoteza mali mingi na wameshindwa wataanzia wapi. Mimi kama chairman pia nimeshindwa nitawasaidia namna gani. But ningependa well wishers ambao wameona ile kisa imefanyika kwa sisi, tumepoteza mali, ningependa wajitokeze wakuja watusaidie. Hii ni mkasa ilikuwa kubwa, hatujui tuanzia wapi tumalize wapi. But kita kwanza ningependa kushukuru the right honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Baba, tunamita baba, ni baba yetu, yeye ndiye amefanya hiki kiwanja tumekuwa hii soko.
Okay.
Tukiwa na shida lazima natukimbilia.
What promises did he give you yesterday?
Na jana alipromise kwamba taongea na Governor Sonko atoe kiti ya 5 million emergency kit ambayo itatusaidia kurudisha structures. At that happened, Governor Sonko alikuja akasimama hapa akaongea na sisi akasema tumfuate kwa ofisi yake, atatoa 5 million. Na tuko na shukrani kwake. Tulienda kwa ofisi yake na venye aliahidi alitoa hizo pesa.
So pesa zimetoka.
Pesa zimetoka, zinawekwa kwa banka leo. So wanasoko nataka kuambia Hizo pesa zinatoka leo, zitawekwa bank. Zitamachua by tomorrow morning, zitakuwa machua. Tunaweza toa, halafu tuanze kutengeneza structures.
So there's already a plan, kuna mpango ya kuanza kujenga hapa tena.
Yes, kuna mpango, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sam, let me come to you and ask you.
Yes,
it's not every market that political leaders will go to and immediately call for such fast action. These are short-term measures. These are immediate measures.
Yes.
Some would say that you cannot do that everywhere. What more do we need to do as a country? Because it's not every time that Honorable Raila or a governor will step in immediately.
I think, Wahiga, what is happening with our leaders is that many times we politicize a sector that is not supposed to be politicized. And many times the government actually does not have a clue on what they are supposed to do. And that is why we as the traders, the government is supposed to come and we sit down on a round table. And remember, as you have said, the time we had a round table with the president, he didn't even read his speech because whatever he was reading was not the reality of what we are going through. So you find that the president is being misled by some of the leaders and being told the scenarios which are happening on the ground. He doesn't have the reality of the picture.
That was your assessment of what happened that day?
Oh yes, oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes, because he said that he shouldn't even lie to the people. And we are sitting there and he said, I'm not going to read this, let me first listen to the people. And so that was the scenario which was there. Let me say this, as important as the Small Traders Association of Kenya, the reason why we came up with this association is to be able to bridge this gap between the small medium entrepreneurs and the government, because outrightly it's not there, where the government knows exactly what we go through. So I remember there's what we call the Small Medium Entrepreneurs Act 2012, when the government came up and said that, okay, let's formalize this sector and let's engrave it into the system of the government. And what the government did is it formed a Small Medium Entrepreneurs Authority. And let me say this without fear of contradiction, Wahiga, that the Small Medium Entrepreneurs Authority doesn't have any, is not felt
on the ground,
and they don't have a clue of what we go through as small medium entrepreneurs. And being a government agency, they are supposed to come and sit down with us, because we have the solution, we have our own solution. And one of the things that we are one of the solutions that we have, Wahiga, like what my colleague is saying here concerning the presumptive tax, is not workable. We have done meetings even with KRA, is not workable. We have a structure that we can be able to structure the small medium entrepreneurs, and they pay something daily to the government, and the government gives them, in return the government gives them a very good environment, a working environment. And it can be called anything, can be called daily tax collection or something like that. And you see, the government is not being able to tap into this sector, and it's worth billions of shillings. It can get worth billions of shillings. Let me give you a scenario. When the presumptive tax was being introduced, the statistics in the county government, the people who have business permits are 200,000 entrepreneurs. 200,000 entrepreneurs.
In Nairobi County?
In Nairobi County.
Okay.
Now, how many businesses are in Nairobi? Millions of businesses.
Yes.
So it means that there are many businesses in Nairobi that do not operate under a business permit. And the government has not been able to access and bring them into the taxation bracket.
The taxation fold.
So as an association, we have the structures, we have the systems to do that. But once we sit with the government, they have a lot of laxity when it comes to, that structure. And one of the things that the government cannot be able to achieve, it can't be able to achieve its vision without sitting down with people like us who are the stakeholders in the small medium entrepreneurs.
Okay, and of course we also need to let our viewers know that we did try to get the voice of the government on this discussion, but we were not able to do so by yesterday. We did want a government representative here just to talk about what's happening, but we made many calls, but we were not able to get them to join us. Before I come to you, Faith, Bwana Juma, umesikia ile mambo ameongea kuhusu sana mambo ya kulipa ushuru. Maybe sijui kama kuna jambo nataka kuongeza hapo.
Yes, sasa ile kitu ninapenda kuongeza, we have got a challenge. Sisi tunalipa cess kwa county government, but in return kuna usaidizi tunapata hapa. The only thing wanatusaidia nao ni kutoa garbage peke yake. Hapa tuko na mabarabara ziko at pathetic situation. Ikinyesha huwezi tembea kwa isoko. Drainage soko hakuna. Hizo ndo mashida tunapitia.
So mkisikia mnafaa kulipa ushuru mingi, mnashangaa.
Tunashangaa ushuru na inaenda kwa serikali inarudisha sisi.
Kwa sasa mnalipa ushuru aina gani? How are you charged by
says twice a week.
Twice a week.
Every trader analipa 50 shillings, 100 shillings per week. Every trader. Na ile pesa wakati tunalipa, tuna expect tupate return. Serikali nayo tusaidie through county government. Hakuna mahali wanatusaidia. Hii miaka yote tumekuwa hii soke imewacha tu kama kama haijulikani. Kuna pesa ambayo imetengwa kwa masoko. At least devoted hizo masoko.
Lakini amuoni hiyo pesa.
Hii soko yetu Atoi hakuna pesa tumepata.
Okay, asante. Faith, I'll come to get a reaction, but we take a short break. You're watching Daybreak right here on Citizen TV. We're live from Toy Market. A little over 24 hours since that fire raised down a huge section of this market, and I'm sure you're seeing some of those pictures on your screen. The traders here trying to come to terms with their losses. What are they going to do next? But we also want to talk about solutions on this program. And of course, we value your feedback. Wherever you're watching us from, I'm sure if you're not a small-scale trader, there are small-scale traders around where you work. What can be done to make it easier for them, because they are the backbone of this economy in many ways, if the data that, of course, we are being given is a sign of that. And so stay tuned for that and talk to us as well on all those platforms. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.